Good morning here in the United States. Good morning. Anyway, good morning, you guys here that are here watching. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys being here. And welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wald. And for those of you that are new, this is a show about stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury. So today we're going to explore something truly powerful. Now, stroke survivors can either turn one of the hardest experiences of their lives into a mission that changes others. That is pretty powerful to me because I started doing this show to trying to let people know that you guys aren't alone. You know, I was in the beginning 15 years ago. It was a tough go, and I'm sure you guys all know that. So when a stroke happens, it can feel like life stops. Everything you knew, your routines, your independence, your sense of self gets shaken. I mean, I totally understand that. But here's the truth. I've learned from countless survivors that healing doesn't stop recovery. It grows into something bigger. It becomes, this is huge, purpose. And that's kind of why I started doing this show. I mean, I want to talk to other survivors out there that, that going through the same thing that I'm going through. So anyway, good morning, you guys. I see a lot of you out there, and I appreciate you guys being here. Um, if I missed your name, I apologize. Kevin, Mike, um, let's talk stroke. And Lynn, nice to see you guys here. I appreciate it so much. Um, it means a lot. And so today's show, this is a show is really good morning, Gary. So if I miss you, I keep saying that. But anyway, this is a show about purpose. It's really about learning what what you've lost. I mean, what you've overcame and what you and I'll repeat it too. So when stroke happens, um, it can feel like life stops. I mean, I think who doesn't know that? Everything you knew, your routines, your independence, your sense of self, it gets shaken. It kind of you get confused. So, but like I've said, here's the truth. I've learned from countless other survivors that have been on my show and people I've talked to that that healing does not stop your recovery. It grows into something bigger, and it comes to and becomes purpose, right? I mean, that, to me. So I'd love to hear comments, and if I'm not saying it right or if you don't agree. Hey, this is something. So many survivors start their journeys, and it's just not stroke survivors. Anybody who has a disability, um, um, it- we many survivors start the journey simply trying to regain what they lost. Right? I mean, I totally am that. That's how I was. The ability to walk, speak, or write again. Um, that's huge. But along the way, something shifts. The focus, it moves from, man, why did this happen to me? To what can I do with what I've learned? And that's again, I keep saying why the show is like this. Um, who did I miss? Catherine, nice to see you guys. Nice to see everyone. It's I know when you feel that you're alone, and that's how it was in the beginning for me. I was alone. I felt um, like confused, but since I started doing the show after, I kind of figured, this why me? No. So that's when advocacy is born. Um, so if and I'll repeat some of the stuff that I'm saying too. So advocacy advocacy, that's a tough one, comes in many forms. Some people share their story on social media or at local support groups, which I've done both, and that's why the show I bring on survivors, and I have a really amazing. Wow, they're all amazing. You guys are all amazing. That are going to be on my show coming up here, and it's actually my first cousin, probably my first cousin's daughter. So she'll be on, and you will love it. I'll promote that, and I'll show you all that's about. So again, so many people share their story on social media or at local support groups, which I wasn't a big fan of in the beginning, but now it's me going to these support groups. It really helps. Others volunteer at the hospitals, which I don't do a lot of volunteering there, but I just do a lot of speaking there. Mentors, I mentor some other survivors, new ones, or raise awareness in their communities about the warning signs of stroke. I went to a church once and did that. That was kind of a little scary for me because some of these churches are huge. So I went and spoke and stuttered. I did everything, shaking. It was, but it's okay though. Talk about stroke. So good morning, everyone. It's scary until you find you're not alone. Yeah, I know, I totally understand. So what else did I say there? Here, I was talking about helping out in communities and let them know they're not alone. Um, every act, no matter how small, I'm telling you, when I'm done with my speeches, it does send a ripple effect of hope. Every act, no matter how small, sends a ripple effect. Let me tell you about a survivor that I talked to. Her name is Lisa. Had her stroke at um, 39 years old. And I don't want to say as we know, but I know because of me, left her partially paralyzed, which, and struggling to speak, which you guys hear me. In the early days, her goal was simply to walk across her living room again. But during recovery, she started documenting her recovery. And I see a lot of you guys doing that, which is awesome, online. And that's a good thing. In the beginning, I didn't want to do the show my progress. But now looking back, I'm glad I did because it shows me what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right. So again, but like I said, she's documented her recovery, online to show other people, if I can do it, you can do it. So she's sharing it and showing that the tough days and the victories. Look at both of them. Um, Before she knew it, thousands of people were following her story, and she became a voice of stroke awareness, reminding others that healing does take time, but it always is possible. So, some of the stroke survivors out there they're new. Um, it's I know I read the comments and I get all discombobulated, whatever. But anyway, thank you guys for making comments. And again, please, if you like what you're hearing on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, please hit the like button. And if you like it, share it. And if you have any, well, if you do like it, hit the subscribe button. But I'm looking at some of these comments here, so I apologize. I'm getting all messed up here, but what's her name? Oh, her name is Lisa. And I just talked to her, and I just don't know the last. I know you're gonna ask. Good morning, T. I don't know the last name. I'll find out if you just send me a private message or something. I could find out because as you know, when you have a stroke, your pride. Well, for me, and I always just talk about for me. For me, your pride is kind of goes south. You're getting bathed by people that you don't know, but anyway, let's get back to this wonderful topic, which I think is just pretty darn awesome. So let's see here. What was I'm trying to think back. Okay, so that's what turning recovery into a mission looks like. It's not about being perfect or fully healed, because it takes a while. So it's about being real, being vulnerable, and showing others that you're not alone. And so I'm sure I've talked to a lot of people out there that, you're not alone. You're just trying to move progress, move into the right direction to heal yourself. So I again, and I probably say this a ton of times, please, if you're doing any kind of therapy or at home, do it at least 3 times a day. I've been told that for all through my years of therapy, and it made a huge difference for me. Okay, I'm my whole right side still, you know, not where I want to be, but it takes time. So just so you know, your advocacy. There we go. Let's do it again. Um, doesn't just help others; it transforms you and I, yourself. So when you share your story, you take back control of something that once controlled your life. I mean, did that not happen? I mean, who doesn't agree with that? When you reach out to someone who's newly diagnosed or just had their stroke, and I've talked to a lot of people like uh, um, just a couple, say a few months ago, and they're feeling, that they're newly diagnosed, they just had their stroke or a brain injury. You see your journey from a new light, and when you help raise awareness, you're building a world where fewer people have gone to go through um, what you did. You did, I did. So it's really it's very powerful to just raise awareness. And I always, when I didn't know where I was going. I was going 300 different directions, and it made a huge difference once I finally met other people that have had a brain injury like me. And so now I knew I'm not alone. You don't need a big microphone, a big audience, or a huge social media following to be an advocate. You just need to have a heart, you know. So you can make a difference right where you are. I mean, wherever you are, like where I live in my neighborhood, at your local support group, wherever you are, or with a friend who is scared about their next therapy session. I used to be, not anymore. Maybe your mission is to speak up about stroke prevention, which that's a huge thing. That's, you know, I didn't know what a stroke was. So, or maybe simply to smile at the next survivor you meet and say, I've been there, still there, but a lot different than where I used to be. So you're going to make it. Just tell them that you're going to make it. You just got to be, I mean, positive is a huge thing. So, but I really want to have a challenge, you to think about your story and how you can use it. What lesson did your stroke teach you? Did it, what did it teach you? What strength did you discover in yourself that you never knew was there? I hear that a lot of people, and after many years, I mean, now I look and appreciate things completely. How could you share your story, help someone else find their own strength? Really, remember, you didn't go through this for nothing. Every setback, every therapy session, every tear, I have to say, that's me. It's all about, it's all a part of a story that you could bring light to someone still in the dark. When you turn your pain into purpose, you don't just survive the stroke, you rise above it. Um, and I hope you guys all get that too. Um, yes. Okay, I'll go back to now some of these comments. And again, thank you for being here. Tara, I love the positive vibes. You're always uplifting message. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Um, let's see. I'm sorry if I missed some of the comments, but I've been just trying this this story out there because this is something I thought about. You know, be from a patient, like we were. Maybe some of us feel like that, to an advocate. That's me. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, let's just go through these. And let's see here. Pain in the purpose. Yes. Okay, do you all struggle in the cold, walking in the cold? Charles, me. I'd love to. I'm raising my hand. I'd love to see if anybody else does it. But I talked to I'm going to say thousands, a ton of stroke survivors over the last. I've had my. I don't know if you knew that, Charles, and I have a short-term memory, but yeah, walking in the cold is a big thing for most stroke survivors. Just or brain injury. I always want to make that out there because I have a lot of friends that I've met over the years a traumatic brain injury, and that's a big deal. I mean, struggle with walking in the cold. I mean, my right side is affected, and that's a big deal. But I do want to say one thing. I do, if I'm in bed, I have a weighted blanket. I suggest that to everybody. That is that's a huge deal with the cold. So that if you, just my thing, and I agree. Jesus helps me too. I mean, yeah. Who else here? Let's see. T, never give up. Keep working. I see it. I love the pod. Thank you so much. Who T Pain into purpose. Absolutely. And it's huge. Okay, take a cup of coffee. So anyway, yeah. So okay, let's see here. Where are we? My spasticity goes crazy in the cold and the bright sun. I know. Hey, I always say, I know some people don't maybe like, but hey, this is just me. Stroke is not for the weak. That is, I've been saying that for years, and it's not. I mean, as you know, it's a big deal. Dealing with stroke. Let's see here. For those of you that are new here, I mean, new or missed or came in late, I'm gonna start here with a just how I started in the beginning here. So what I started on this topic today was exploring really something that's totally powerful. How stroke survivors, and this is awesome, and I hope you guys do this too. How stroke survivors can turn one of the hardest experience in not there, but our lives into a mission that changes others. Right? Um, when a stroke happens, it I remember it to the day, and when it happened, is it can feel like life stops like that. I mean, holy, you know what? It really, I knew, I didn't know what stroke was, but anyway, that's you think, you think life stops. Well, I thought it did, but now no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Everything you knew, like your routines, your independence, um, your sense of self, it gets discombobulated, it gets shaken. But you know what? Here's the truth. I've learned from all of you and everybody else that I've talked to over in the literally the world, that healing doesn't stop at recovery. It grows into something bigger. And I think I saw someone else say that too. It becomes purpose. Um, so you just gotta you think you um, you were trying right away to get and regain what we lost. Um, for me, the ability to walk. But, still have issues, but I've got my speech back. I know it's not the greatest, but that's just how it is. Writing again. Well, it affected my dominant side, so my writing is on my non-dominant side, and let me tell you, it's not good at all. But along the way, things shift, and I could feel that day too. What shifted was from why did this happen to me? Because that's not going to change. What can I do with what I learned? That's huge for me. So that made a massive difference for me. Um, so I don't know if that's if you feel like that too. TS, that's the truth, right? I'm sorry, I'm looking at these Robin. Again, like I said, if I forgot to say hi to you, I apologize. Um, Charles, thank you for being here too. You become humbled. You, you become humbled. Oh my God, your pride goes like all around. My pride because I just felt like people are. Well, no, they did. You can't move. You can't do anything, and they're bathing you. They're keeping you, above water, and so it really does. Song comes the time. Yes. Thank you for making a comment. Yes, great man. My healing stop. It does take time. Never give up. That's right, and it's so true. So for those of you, but you know what? Really make it a purpose because you had your stroke. You gotta you gotta get out there and just while you're healing, while you're going through therapy, while you're doing your own therapy at home, make it a purpose. Help other people, some newbies out there. That's when advocacy is born. When you first realizing that, just don't. Now, I don't know how far out post-stroke everybody is, but um, you know, I know I said it, but now I know not to say it anymore because there's nothing I can do about it. Why did this happen to me? I mean, what can I do with what I learned? And that's what I said. That's when advocacy said it is born. So, and again, it does come in so many different forms, advocacy. So, you know, I love, like, my guest coming up here is well, not today, but coming up is I guess you call her my second cousin. She's my first cousin's daughter, and truly amazing story. So she has a advocacy. I mean, she has a story that's just going to be very inspiring, and you guys, I will promote that too. So, um, but again, did I miss anybody? I'm trying, but thank you guys for being here. That is so. Yes, thank you. So, like I said, advocacy comes in so many different forms. So let's see, what else was I? Um, so, like I mentioned, I know someone mentioned who was her last name. Who was she? Her name was Lisa, and she really turned herself around. You know, like all of us who have had a stroke, typically are hemiplegic on one side, me on the right side, struggling to speak, walk, talk, all that stuff. And in the early days, her goal, and really kind of like my goal, I'm sure you all, just to walk across the living room, right? Um, but during the recovery, you know, and I wanted to do in the beginning, but no one wanted to videotape me because I was all stroked out, So I didn't do that. But after time, I started making videos and doing things to try to help with my recovery. And it wasn't for me to, well, that's me. It was for me to look back and say, I look how, I've made the progress of move my fingers or whatever. So it shows that, you're making progress. It may be little progress, but everything counts. So you've you've got to just really um, just record. I say that. Um, oh gosh, documenting, document, documenting your journey. So then when the you can look back and say, "Wow, I have not only move my fingers, I can walk, you know, 10 steps or whatever it is. Remind yourself, but you really do have to remind yourself. Healing does take time, but when you're new, you just want to, get it done right away. And I totally understand that, but it does take time. Um, but yes, let's see here. I was looking at some of the comments here, and again, I appreciate all um, commenting and ask questions. My life's an open book, and I'm sure a lot of you guys like that. Um, so if I was working in a hospital, what I have gotten myself into this time. Uh, First thought was waking up in the hospital was what I have. Yeah, thank you so much for making these comments. Too long, too long post stroke, but I will continue to recover every day. I know I still remember there's certain things, I was told, and I just throw mine out there. Speed is not your friend. So we're all trying to, walk faster. I was told speed is not your friend, and that's why I've had my share of falls, and when you do have a fall, I'm sure you all know when you fall, it's like slow motion, right? I mean, do you feel that? Slow motion. I'm sure you all feel that. Um, yeah, so I do appreciate this is from patient to advocate. That's how I take it. Just because I've been doing it for I feel like time is just flying by. That during COVID, you know, there was a lot of not patients, but other survivors sharing their journeys because we couldn't, they couldn't go out and do anything. But it was great, and I do so. And so, if you do want to really be on my show and share your journey, I've had people say, you know what, my story stinks. There's nothing to talk about. But you know what? I don't think there's one same story that's the same. I know. You understand? There's no story that's the same. Every journey is different. So please reach out to me, and I'd love to have you on. And share your journey. Or if you've been on, we could have you on and just do a uh, we can do a an update of what you've been doing. And John, always, always see everybody. This is a tough one. So anyway, yeah. Again, if you do like this story and these I think I've been talking about, if this episode has inspired you, yeah, I'm doing the quicker ones during myself when I have a guest on. When you turn when you turn your pain into purpose, you don't just survive the stroke, you rise above it. Um, but I do appreciate you joining me on Let's Talk Stroke. If this episode inspired you, please share it with someone who might need encouragement. I mean, look at all the comments you guys are doing. So like today, we can build a community of survivors, caregivers, advocates, all using our voices to make stroke world a little more helpful. So, I mean, if you hopefully you guys agree with that, because it's important. It's important to me that I share this journey. Um, Gerald, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone. Um, Everybody hit the like button. Yes, Charles. Thank you so much. Please do that. I mean, if we could help one person, inspire one person, that's we did our job. You inspire me to, Mr. Chapman. Appreciate it. And thank you. What else was on? Let's see. And John, every journey, absolutely. These journeys shared helps everyone of us. I appreciate you dearly. You guys, yeah, I do too. I do too. It makes a big difference. Um, and bring you there. Yeah, you always inspire me. Thank you so much. You inspire me too, and you all inspire me, inspire me. So really, it's been just a great journey, because this is something we all go through, um, in the stroke world. So please, again, like you said, hit the like button, and I'm just bringing up the comments. It's not about me, but I appreciate you. T, nice to see you. You're so great. Thanks for all you do, giving us a voice. Yeah, you give all of us a voice. So thank you. I appreciate it. And you know, until next time, I'm working on my cousin who's going to be in here, who has truly an inspiring journey that she's on, and lives in Switzerland. So I think it's 6 hour difference. Why did I know that? I really didn't. I looked it up. So anyway, don't become expired. I know, just aphasia. That's enough. I don't know how many you have that, but some days it's like perfect, but then there's some days that just I blab out stuff that it makes no sense. Like, don't become expired. I mean, I did say that. So anyway, I know it's a short little show. Thank you to everyone. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys being here. It really makes a difference. It makes um, make stroke life better. Does it make sense? I hope that made sense. So I hope you guys listen. Have a great rest of your day, Catherine. Um, Today is Tuesday, and please be safe out there. And if you're in the cold, uh, Charles, be warm. Love you too, brother. And